Good morning, my neighbors. How y'all doing? Oh, I think the kids probably played with my camera a little bit. Let's angle this a little bit. All right, that's better. Good morning, my neighbors. How are y'all doing? Yesterday was very interesting. We made a little chunk of change. Actually, I need to turn on my light. Let's get this light on. We made a chunk of change after we finished the Zoom. Good morning. Good morning. Welcome, welcome, welcome. So I want to see if we can keep the streak going and keep it rolling. Again, the goal is make $100 a day, each and every day, and just keep that energy. So let's go ahead and get ourselves ready for the chart. Let me get this out the way, and this is my bad boy right here. Boom, and let's go ahead and go to the chart. So if we go to this chart, you could kind of see that everything is kind of like on a sell-off. Oh, let me fix that here. Get rid of that. So everything is kind of like on a sell-off. The dollar is kind of gaining some strength, but it's such a massive move. I do feel like there's going to be a little bit of pullback. So just be conscious on your efforts as far as taking your trades and everything else, because you don't want to turn around and set yourself up for the okie doke. Okay, so just be smart, be cautious, because a lot can happen in the next few days. All right, so let's go ahead and get started with my favorite NQ. That is the bad boy that we usually end up on the chart with. NQ did something good. It did something good as far as downside. There's probably going to be some balancing, so you could kind of see we're kind of looking like a bear flag here. So whatever upward momentum, it seems like they cannot stop the selling pressure. We got a little bit of an uptrend here, and probably a potential uptrend, very minor uptrend here. So we got this whole entire area here. I think this was the close. Yeah, this is the closing. So at the close, we had a massive buy up. So I'm thinking a little bit that this wasn't a real buy, as in people are getting into their position to buy some more. I think this was people getting into their position to try to liquidate what positions that they had, and then they reposition to play it more to the downside. That's what it kind of looks like to me, and you could kind of see that happen around, this is about 9 o'clock to 10 o'clock last night. So this is why we're down here. So the only way I would consider bullish is if we can get above the block. That's the best way of looking at it. So this is NQ. This is all the tech. You're talking about your Nvidias, your Apples, your Metas, all of them. This is what it's going to be looking like. All right, so let's go ahead and get into oil. Oil, I like what's going on with this one. I talked about this order block yesterday, and we went through it, and I like it. So now there's a new order block that's sitting right above. We tried to get back up above it, and we couldn't. And right now it's kind of following my pattern that I talked about last week, which is we kind of did this little dance, and then we kind of dumped right off. So this is going to be very interesting. Oh, you know what I forgot to do? I forgot to let my community know that I am live. Hold on, give me 1 second. Let me send this link out to them. I forgot to do that. And boom, boom, we live. All right, boom, and that's done. All right. So now with oil at the position that it's in, we're gonna get cheaper gas prices. That's what I kind of plot out here, because part of my business, I get into transportation, so it's like I need oil cheaper. That way it can be a little bit more cost effective. Hey Sly, what's going on? Good morning, my neighbor. How you doing? Welcome to the party. So I'm looking for this to like really dump down. The next one we're gonna be talking about is gold. So remember how I kind of told y'all about gold? Like, this is a breaking point. this 52 25 22, that's the level that I wanted to kind of see hold, and you could kind of see they struggled to hold that around here, especially overnight. So I want to see what they do with this now that we're under it. Now this was the low I was kind of targeting on gold, and they came right under it, and then they bought it right back up. Does it have enough strength to get back to that upside? Maybe, but at the end of the day, we only take the chart that is presented in front of us. We do not force anything in the market at all. All right. So now silver. This is what I was telling y'all with silver. Silver is in the. Let me put this on the daily. Silver, the way it's looking like it's going to continue to the downside because it is a metal. It's probably going to bring all the metals down with it. That is your copper, your platinum, and all of it. But no one cares about copper and platinum. We're talking about gold and silver. These two things kind of work hand in hand. You know, gold is more popular, so there's times where it diverge a little bit. But now we're at a point. I'm thinking that silver is going to try to make a new lower low, and it's going to drag gold down with it. So keep an eye on your silver to kind of see where it's going to go from there. And then we got ourselves the British pound. The British pound, it's supposed to be attached to the market. We are down. Now it's pushing up, and if we look at NQ, it is not. So this is going to be very fun to watch the British pound and how it reacts to the market. I think there is going to be more downside on the British pound because the dollar is going to have a major effect on it. So as the dollar starts to pull back, you're going to see the British pound push up. And that's what's happening with the dollar. And I'm going to show you that in a little bit. Let's go over to natural gas. Natural gas is starting to push up a little bit. I want to see if they're going to break this resistance here. This resistance around 22.39. I'm looking for a rejection here because we're just creating more gaps here. And I feel like there's going to be a little bit of a sweep. Then we're going to get a real takeoff on natural gas. But over here, I like to put ES and kind of go interchange here. This one is also playing to the downside as well. I thought about playing this to the upside a little bit because I thought we was going to retrace a little bit and maybe create a fair value gap here, but nothing right now in the market is telling me that upside is okay. So just be cautious. Make sure there's a strong support before you make that decision if you're going to play it to the upside. But right now it looks like we're going to be really pulling a little bit more to that downside depending on how the news goes. I think we got news at 10 o'clock. I'm going to double check that before we go deep. Russell, listen, I drew this order block when this action came down here, and I said it's going to have a tough time here to get above here. They could not hold that. Right now, they're pulling money out of the small caps. Why are they pulling the money out of the small caps? There's a lot of questions that can be. It's at 10. Okay, thank you very much. I appreciate that. So there's news at 10. So we're talking about this is small caps. We should be getting out of the large caps, your metas and everything else, and going to your small caps, those little tiny ones, just that way they have money where to park their money. It looks like they're not parking their money inside the small caps. So be careful if you are invested into the Russell, but I think there could be some downside. I'm looking for them to test this order block probably around whatever your highs and lows. If you're playing IWM, whatever your highs and lows was on August 6th, August 5th when we had that massive drop. So let's see what they do with that. So this potential uptrend is out of there. And then now we got the dollar. So let's look at the dollar. This is the dollar here at its position. I want to see consolidation here. And whatever happens after the consolidation is going to determine where the market goes for September. What do I mean by that? So right now the dollar is at this level. This is a major order block from historical data that we've bounced off this level. We kind of hold this level and everything else. So if this holds, there's either a lot of sellers reacclimating themselves and they're starting to accumulate more of a position to play down to the downside further, or this is going to be a place that everybody's going to start buying to push the dollar back up. What does that mean, Jeff? Well, if the dollar goes up, gold and silver goes down because they're going to trust more of appreciation from the dollar and they're going to start cashing out their gold. So that's going to be one of those catalysts. What else does it mean? The market has been going up as the dollar dropped. So if the dollar starts to rise, you're going to get some more market downside and probably get some lows there as well. Now, I'm not saying that the bull trend is over. not those are not my word. What I'm saying is they're going to put some tests at this point when it's all said and done. All right, so let's go ahead and see. Somebody said that there is news today. Let's go ahead and find out what that news is. My favorite spot is my FX book, and it looks like we have ourselves jolts. Let me bring this up for y'all. So we got the jolts report. So this is going to be high impact. So maybe all this pullback on the market is them, repositioning themselves because they're anticipating that there could be a possibility that there's going to be a major drop. So they're probably holding on to cash right now. So I would say be prepared for 10 o'clock to make a real decision on what you're going to do with the market. All right, so we got like 5 minutes into the market opens up. So you already know, if you haven't been on my trading floor before, I like to keep things super simple, right? KISS. Nah, I don't say the other one, but it's just keep it super simple. All right, boom, boom, boom. And I am playing the 15-minute orb. So as soon as the market opens, I'm going to be looking at the 15-minute chart, and I'm going to be looking for a good impact of what that range is, what the market is really looking for as far as the action that they're going to do. Do we do a massive push to the upside? Do we do a massive push to the downside? That I don't really care for. But in the first 15 minutes, I'm looking for which direction, after they establish the first 15 minutes, which direction they want to go. So I'm looking for a strong close above. Now, how you want to do that strong close above, it's all up to you. My favorite, 5-minute close above or close below, and then I'm looking for an entry at that point. So that's what we're going to look for. Let me get myself logged into my Thinkorswim. That way I'm prepared for today. Let me check my P&L so I can make sure that that looks good. Oh, yeah, and then yesterday I took a crowd short. Oh my God, did it really change my screen again? All right, bear with me. Let me just fix this problem. Doggone technology. There we go. There we go. All right, so I had good morning. Welcome to the party. I appreciate you tapping in. I still held on to my Visa, even though they had a major pullback on it. So I'm a little annoyed with that one, but I'm gonna accept it for what it is. Scared money don't make no money. So I'm gonna see what it does. If it stays green, because I do have a call position, then I'm gonna just keep holding on to it. But if it does pull back a little bit more, I think probably like $80 is my profit I'm probably gonna take. I don't know. We'll figure it out probably towards the end of the day. And then I have CrowdStrike. I got some crowd puts. I was looking at the chart. Actually, let me just show y'all the chart. Makes no sense what we're talking. Oh, we got 3 minutes? Okay, let's just do that real quick. So I took some crowd shorts. I felt like crowd on the daily was testing a certain area, and now it's down $5 from where I got in. I felt like it was testing an area. Now, if you don't know what happened with CrowdStrike, CrowdStrike is the company that was responsible for the rollout of all that technology to go to all those airlines. So when we had that massive failure where people were stuck at the airports and everything else, that was CrowdStrike. That was their fault. Now, Microsoft is the software company, so Microsoft actually got hit with it, but CrowdStrike was the one that caused, because they were the ones that's supposed to implement in a more safer place before they roll it out to test that it won't give no bugs and look like somebody dropped the ball. So I'm looking at CrowdStrike. Its recovery is probably built, and let me do it like this. Let me do a compare. Their recovery is probably built on a little bit of QQQ running up and also Pan W, because Pan W kind of started a push to the upside. So you could kind of see we had a massive drop off here, but Pan W didn't have that massive drop. They just had a little bit of a pullback, and that's because Pan W wasn't part of it. There was some people that was speculating, oh my God, there is some type of cyber attack that's going on. So that's what made Pan W fall with them. But when they finally, divulged all the news and everything else, this massive drop was just the August massive drop that we had. But Pan W recovered. Crowd didn't. Not at the forte of Pan W. Now Pan W is doing a double top, and you can kind of see that with this one. So I think there's going to be some consolidation or a pullback on Pan W. And if there's going to be a pullback in the sector, guess who also falls? That means CrowdStrike again. So I think CrowdStrike has hit their peak. It's getting rejected. It's looking really, really good. Now it's at 20. I got in at like $27. No, oh, sorry, $267. Now it's at 260. To be honest, I might take my profits. I don't know if I'm gonna hold this all the way to October. I like green, and I only got one contract, so we're gonna see how that goes when it's all said and done. But I do have a target that it probably could get as low as like 220. There we go. Push. All right. Looks like I got myself 33%, but we gotta let the dust settle a little bit and see how that goes with that one. All right, while we wait for that, let's go ahead and get rid of this. I don't need Pan W anymore. Let's go ahead and hit up NQ. Let's see what it's doing right now. All right. So I want to see if they can break this micro trend that they were building here. Oh, my Visa's back up. Oh, I like that. It's up to 62%. If I could get that, that would be great. Let me go ahead and find out what we would probably take as a trade for today. All right, let's see. This is my cues. Actually, let me get rid of this. I don't need P&L for right now. Let's see. We got ourselves a fair value gap that starts. Well, if you want to be a little fun, maybe 355. But that 2 hours pinned all the way down to the bottom. Oh, that daily could still hold though. I would really love a retracement and let the 2 hour do the work, but that could. All right, yeah, 455. Let me not think too hard. Something nutty would be like 444, 445. That would be a really, really, really massive drop off if that falls that deep. But in case we do pull up to the upside, because we got to prepare for the upside and the downside, I would say possible calls that would take us to like 466 or maybe 462. All right, so let's go for. Man, 455 is so close. Let me go with the base. 450 or 455? 450 or 455? I think 450 is a psychological level. 455 is so much safer. Let's look at it. Let's see what that looks like. 455 for today. $455 for today. Ooh, that IV is juiced. I would love to go with the 450 just to keep price low. So yeah, just be conscious of what your budget is going to look like. Possibly 450. 452. If you want to kind of be in between the two, that'd probably be the best one. I think I might take a stab at. I think 452. 455. I can't decide. No, you know what? Yeah. Making decisions. Let me go 452. I'm going to go 452. Let's go with that. All right. And in case of the upside, 465. 465. Maybe. All right. So we're still establishing that 15-minute. So it's going to take some time. Just give it a little bit. And let's see what else I got. Boom, boom, boom. Yeah, they're gonna try to get into this order block. That's why I kind of, in a way, I want to cash in. Let me bring back my P&L for y'all. I really want to take my money from CrowdStrike. I'm not gonna lie, uh, but I do think that there is some more downside there, so it's a little tough decision there. I got to October, but uh, you know what? I think I'm gonna put a. Ooh, that spread is vicious. Yeah, that's the spread right there. Let me see if I can show y'all that. And look at that spread, 139 to 243. Can't get out of that contract yet. I have to hold on to that for a little bit. Let me go ahead and check on Visa. Let me see if I can get out of my Visa position. Visa's doing a nice little push up here. If we can get above this block, oh, I'll be your best friend, because that was the block that kind of started this whole entire pullback right here. So we're gonna see what happens with that. Meanwhile, while we wait, Costco is trying to do a little bit of a recovery, bouncing off the 200 EMA here. Let's see what the daily looks like. Yeah, daily pullback. Give us a little bit of a run up. Ooh, but that's a bearish divergence there. Yeah, be careful with Costco for any upside. May come back into these fair value gaps. 834 maybe. All right, let's get back over to NQ. Let's see how the party going over there. I want to see this order block hold. If this order block can hold, I will be its best friend. It just don't know. Let me see what the spread is on Visa. Okay, my spread on Visa is a lot better. They're not being a jerk with that one. So we talking about 345 to 360. It's about $20 risk. I'm done. $20 spread in between. So we'll see what goes on with that. All right. Let's go over to the green list. UNH. Oh my God, I messed that up so bad. For those that don't know, I actually had UNH down here that for some change, and they literally stopped me out about a week before earnings, and then this thing just took off. I was looking for them to at least come back down here inside the consolidation, but they stopped right here. I should have accumulated at 589. Take that pop. But it might create a bullish divergence and then come back down. We'll see what happens with UNH. I really think money is coming out of tech, going into possibly healthcare. I really do think that. Meta. What's a meta with you? Okay, I see that. We got a nice little opening here. If this thing can go through the zero line, we're probably going to test this low right here. I think Meta 450. That could be a good case right there. All right, let's go back to NQ. Good morning. Good morning. Welcome to the party. All right, let's get this 15-minute orb set. So how I set my orb is very simple. I drop this like this, and I kind of call this is I'll be bullish if it stays above here, and then I'll just go ahead and drop this like that, put this here, and then I'll be like, oh, I'll be bearish if it does this. That's what I'm looking at. But again, just a quick, what is it, quid pro quo? I don't know, whatever the case may be. At the end of the day, you have to make your decisions. If you do not have any trading and everything else, you could DM me, you could message me, you could reach out to me. I could break this down in the most simplistic terms. But again, our goal for today is to make $100. Not a lot. I'm not chasing for all that. I am actually up on my Visa swings, but this is not part of that $100 a day. What I want to see is $100 in my day trade. So that is what I am looking for. So we will see how that works. And I got myself some nice cushion on Visa. Visa's really pushing at this point. All right. It looked like 18,900 for the Qs is a tough area for them to kind of like try to get above that. And in a little bit, we're going to establish our 15-minute. I want to see the 15-minute close below 18,900. Then it'll make more sense for our puts. Let me make sure my compound is ready. Get this one. I'm gonna get my puts in my calls set up. So we have possibly, this is what I'm thinking, right? It is 452 on the put side if all things goes well, and then 465 on the call side, possibly. Because 465 should bring us through this block a little bit and kind of bring us into the fair value gap that's over here. That's what I'm kind of eyeballing. But if it does fail and we keep ourselves under the 8,900, which I think is going to happen, kind of looks like a bear flag here, right? We could get ourselves a nice stride to this downside and do some more liquidation of these bulls. I think there's some bull accumulation that's happening right in here. All right, we got 5 minutes until that's done. Let's go ahead and look at my old bears list. I have not updated this, so bear with me. Let's see what's going on with U.S. Steel. U.S. Steel, it is still going to the downside. Again, Build Back Better is not, the topic of conversation. If they end up changing the powers in the House and the presidency, that's going to affect that bill. So I could imagine that that's why we're holding here, because we're going to need steel to do all that infrastructure stuff. I think that's why this is holding. And then CCJ kind of falls in that area too for the uranium itself. And then from the bullish side, Starbucks. Gave you the warnings, right? Told y'all what could happen with Starbucks. I don't know if anybody played them for the puts, but I would love to see what they do with this area here, because we got what I kind of call like a double gap here. I would love to see this thing kind of like pull into here and then bounce, and then we'll probably try to see if we can accumulate some upside. If not, we'll probably come right through, come down to this downside. And of course, UNH. Clorox. Clorox, if you don't know Clorox, they are a lot bigger than it's funny, right? Hold on. I'll do this tidbit. This is gonna be a little bit of extra work for y'all. I'll do it for y'all. So if you ever looked up Clorox, right, the actual brand, Clorox brand, they have multiple products, right? This is the Clorox company. So what are their brands? Where are you? There it goes. All right. So this is their brands. They have, come on, stop it, right? Liquid Plumber, Pine Sol, around the home, they got Brita, Fresh Step, Glad Bags. They actually make Glad Bags. Burt Bees, that's part of the Clorox brand. Let me see. I think that's most of the ones that I know of. But just to kind of give you an idea, if you're investing in Clorox, you're not investing into chlorine, all right? You're investing into a conglomerate. So that's why this is kind of taking off. They had solid earnings. Even though they missed in revenue, their EPS, they're giving more money to shareholders. That's what that means. So that is a good sign that they're doing more with less. So just keep that out. Ooh, what's going on with CrowdStrike? Uh-oh. It might mean that the NQ is probably pushing up on that last push up. Let's see if that's the case. Oh yeah, they're pushing this thing. CrowdStrike. I thought you was gonna go ahead and give me like 50%. If it was 50%, I probably would have closed it out. But let me go ahead and lock in. Look at this spread. This spread is just terrible. Ugh. I'm trying to be patient for the spread. We'll see. Yeah, I'm gonna hold on. Just let me hold on to the 15 minutes. Oh, we got 2 more minutes, and then I'll make a decision there. I might close it out at market. All right. So we're about to establish our 15-minute out. That's what I was saying. I really wanted this thing to close. Let me put this at the top here. I wanted it to close under the 900, because if it closed under the 900, I think all the bulls would have been, crying, and they were like, hey, I got to get out of this. They're going to take whatever the best price. But with them pushing it up like this, I'm thinking that the sellers are probably sitting around this level here before the fair value gap that's here in this 15 minutes, but we'll see. Take the chart that they give us. We do not force the chart to do anything that we cannot control. All right, we got like 60 seconds until this candle closes. Let me go ahead and close this off. Won't need that. We're still in the bearish state. They're trying to get through the zero line, but I don't think you can. A little bit more of a push up, but they're trying to reestablish even more highs, but this is a block in itself. If you come down to the 1 hour, probably going to kind of show it to you a little bit better. It looks like we're kind of putting what could be like a W pattern for more upside. I feel like this is a bear trap. So we're inside of a deep order block, especially what happened here on the last hour of the market. And then we just drifted our way down. So very, very interesting spot. 15 seconds and this candle will be completed. I think we already got our highs and our lows. Come on, CrowdStrike, hold the door. Now the spread is starting to get a little bit better on CrowdStrike. We're talking about a $15 spread now. Probably searching for more buyers of these puts. We'll see. We will see. All right. So that is our 15-minute high and low. They're trying to be extremely bullish on this and see if this 15-minute can go through the zero line. Let's come up to the 5-minute. 5 minutes probably oversold. Yeah, kind of. So we'll see if we can get a close above or close below. Yeah, CrowdStrike is really starting to be a jerk about this. Do I close it? Let me go ahead and take a peek at the chart and see what that says to me. It's probably because we gapped down they did that. Gap down, couldn't get to the next gap. Probably one of the reasons this happened. I don't think we filled the whole gap. I'll hold on to it just a little bit longer. Let's bring back P&L. So yeah, this thing is beating it up a little bit. $200 EMA is trying to really put some pressure on this 5-minute to come back down, but we did cross over the zero line here, and the 15-minute did the same thing. It could push up, but is this really a bearish order block here? Is this where the bears really want to kind of like push to that downside? We'll see. Yeah, they're really trying to get that bullish side. Looks like crowd kind of gave me back some of that premium. If this thing could just reverse and come right back down, retest this bottom, especially knowing that we're in a bearish trend, I would prefer that because that would help my CrowdStrike position. But I got time on that one. I don't care what it does. I just want that 5-minute to close above if it's going to be bullish. Nice little spike. What is your target? Could your target be here? 1906.
50% 618.
Possibly. Hold on. Let me do that right now. I don't think we're gonna get that deep into it, but if we did, we'll start to build a fair value gap if that's the case.
Trying to get as close. 127.6 to the top.
127. Ooh, congrats, congrats. Yeah, so we're talking about maybe 19,297. That's a possibility. We'll see. Let's see this 5 minute. We got 45 seconds here. And I'm probably going to be doing. Oh, this contract got juiced really, really fast. All right, I'll just lower leverage. I won't change the contract. Still 465. I think that's what I'm going to go with. That's the 19,000 level. That could be a problem. So I might have to wait for a pullback, then get the contract. I think that's the route I'm gonna go with, but we'll see. All right, so we did get a close above it. It is tempting. Actually, let's do this because my compound. I'm gonna go with that one. A little bit of a pullback. That's all I was thinking. Do a little bit of a sweep. Does this 5 minute takes out the lows? Now, if you want to go into a smaller time frame and then find yourself an entry, probably a good point. But it got to be trending, and you got to keep that stop loss tight. Yeah, I agree. I agree. Probably want that fib. Throw some fibs on it. Using the order opening range as a place of bullish pickup, possibly. Let's save this order here. All right. Let's see what the 1 hour looks like. 1 hour still bearish. Like this, these are the ones that's gonna give it trouble. All right, we got news that's going to be dropping in a few. I'm going to be hands off on this. I think I'm gonna just wait for 10 o'clock and then make the decision. I thought we could really hold and then take off, but I'm gonna hold on to the cross strike for the news too. I don't want to. um, but yeah, I think I'm gonna wait for the news to drop. This is so annoying. I wanted some type of trend. No, I'm not gonna scalp right now. I wanted some type of trend so that way I can just like jump in, take off, and just take it to that upside. But it's toying. It's playing around a little bit. And option contracts is theta. Time is is not your friend unless you take a position where time can be your friend. But I'm not doing that with this. So I don't want to get caught in the middle of somebody's bear trap because I could see this a little bit. Come back to the 5 minute. They try to trend it. It's pulling it back. Did not make a lower low, so it could price stack again and continue up. It could get bad real fast. That's the word I'm gonna go with here. So right now we're inside the range again, and it looks like they just took out some new lows on that one. Maybe we get a bounce around 33. Around 33. Looks like they're trying to bounce it here already. The next bounce maybe 45 or no, anything at 950 maybe. 18,950. Maybe that's what they're looking for. My Visa's at 80%. Okay, that last 5 minute, it looked like they're trying to push this right back above the range. You got 30 seconds left. Looks like it's struggling. Alright. Got another. Okay, that's the power scalp again. Closed above the range. Now, if you want to, you can take the chance. I'm waiting for the news to play off first before I actually take this. Only because I thought I could get a better opening range and I could probably make the money before the news drop, or at least have a good cushion to give me a better decision on how I was going to hold it if I wanted to hold it for the day. Now that we're so close to the news and I'm not in the position, last thing I want to do is throw money at the wall and then they turn around and use that liquidation and start taking the money. So all is good if you decide to take the position. That 50 EMA is really trying to catch up to make a golden cross on the 5 minute. But I I think it's going to have a hard time doing that. But we'll see. Back inside of the range again. Trying to pick it back up. Alright, let's go check out some other tickers while we wait for this. So Visa looking like a this, and it looks like they can't take out that wick up there. That's what I was kind of holding on to this for. So I might put a trailer when the news drop. Or could it be the news drops and that's the one that's going to go ahead and give me that catalyst that I'm looking for? Maybe. CrowdStrike. It is pulling back into itself from trying to fill that gap. Got 3 minutes. Still in the bearish state. I like this for more downside. And it just drag the weekly down, get into this fair value gap, maybe get to 46. That would be just great. Let's see. And another one I'm kind of looking at is HCA. Look at that thing. That thing's about to go to $400. Probably should have did UNH and HCA all at the same time. Yeah, can't cry over spilled money. We'll leave that alone. Alright, back to NQ. See how this is going for us. Alright, they can't take out that low. Does that mean the bulls are still in control? Got 2 minutes. Bulls bounced it off the 200 EMA on this 5 minute. $15 minutes trying to make its best impression of being a bullish candle, but showing a lot of weakness on this top side. See if it can recapture and maybe close above this area here. That's a possibility. Coming through the zero line. Or does it just curl this and dump even further? One hour is trying to give some type of retracement. Nice stacks here. But again, looking at this range here, it's one chop suey of a soup of all types of bulls and bears in there. All right, come back to the 5 minute. Let's see what the 5 minute does. Does the 5 minute take out those lows? All right, let me see what that spread is on this crowd strike. The spread is growing. That's very jerkish. All right, news is coming. Now this one is the Jolts openings. Uh, job openings, if I'm not mistaken, for the month. Yeah, job openings and job quits. And there she blows. There she blows her and blows again. Jeez on peas. Look at that. Talk about liquidation. That's why these order blocks are so important. When you mark them, you gotta locate where people could have the potential of, I'm gonna go ahead and buy more puts or buy more calls.
That news went straight to my point 50, going towards that 6 1.
All right, so following the rules, we're waiting for the 5 minute to close. I think I'm gonna hold on to this crowd strike. My Visa is flirting with like 99% and coming back down again. They are trying to dissect all of this information right now. Let's see what that news came out as. Um, Bullish for the dollar. A lot of bullish for the dollar, so they could get some more downside possibly, but we'll see. I want to see this 5 minute close under our opening range. They're trying to buy up the dip here. My crowd strike is back above 26%. So we're probably building another order block right here as we speak. If this thing starts to like really liquidate, let's go check what the dollar is doing now. Dollar's dropping, even though it's bullish for the dollar. Very interesting. So this can really push the market back up. Very interesting. I think I am going to take my crowd strike money in a few, because I was looking for the dollar to do something massive and really tank it, but it's not doing that. Look at that.
Possibly, it looks like a bear flag. Let's see. They up or V-shaped recovery. Damn, they taking that whole thing back.
Yeah, because the dollar's dropping, which was a little bit of a surprise. So it's back inside the range again, folks. This is why I say be careful with ranges. If you played the news, congratulations, you probably got a nice little W. Me personally, yeah, I am not a fan of playing the inside of these ranges. Probably gonna get some more bullish liquidity there and then smack it again. That's probably why they're doing this drop. Let me see the overall of the dollar. Yeah, to probably try to reacclimate themselves and then probably take another push to the upside. That's a possibility. I'm gonna go back to NQ.
Thank you gave a V-shaped recovery. They dumped it.
Yeah, they dumped it, grabbed liquidity, and then they're trying to get another push up. But we're going right into an order block, so I really not a fan of this one, not at all. Not a fan of this upside. All right, we got 57 seconds on this 5 minute. They couldn't take out the 5 minute high. So very interesting spot here. Are you gonna go back under 900?
It's gonna go for that target. If it drops, it's gonna go to 816.25.
816. Yeah, I could see that.
I got damn. I had
Does it
93
close
ticks
under
on that.
900? That's going to tell you a lot about this upside if it closes under 900.
I had 93 ticks. I'm just averaging too late.
Okay, yep. All right, I'm going to take my crowd strike position, redeploy it later, take whatever they give me. All right, that was good. I think I paid like a dollar for it. They gave me $1.68. I'll take that. All right, so
Oh,
that was a good trade. That was a good trade. Let
hit the VWAP.
me see. How much did I pay for it yesterday? Actually, a dollar 42, $1.68, about 26 bucks. I like it. And then now we gotta make a decision about Visa. Let me go to the Visa chart. Let me get this out y'all face for a little bit while I look at the Visa chart. If I had more than one contract, I probably would do something different. But because I only have one contract, I need this thing to do something substantial and significant for me to be able to keep it. Can't weather pullbacks. See what I mean? Like they're playing with it. Let me bring this back. They're playing with it as it's trying to make its way to the downside, and it's a struggling. Still waiting for that 5 minute to just give it away or pop. They're trying to recapture the bottom of this wick. I don't think they're gonna be able to really take a big bounce. The 5 minute is in a bullish state, but it's going right into an order block. Yeah. This thing looks very, very good for some futures play to the downside. So now that I'm out of that, maybe I'll look at something from the futures side. Log out of here. I'm logged in somewhere. Oh, there it is. Oh, and that's the reason why I got out of that cross strike. Look at that. Little bit of a push. Is this enough to break and close the 5 minute above 8964? That's what I would need to see. That way we can take a bullish position. Alright. Let me grab this and put it back. That way I can see the P&L. Let me grab this chart and take it to the screen. All right, we got 1 minute left. Can this give us a good, clean upside? That's what I'm looking for. Good, clean. Oh my God, close above it. They're doing this violent dance. Nice little pop. Oh, jeez. And then they pulled it back right there. It closed above our range. Mm. Nope. Neither one of them. Yeah. And that's what I was saying. Like this whole order block here is going to be a tough area for them to try to play this up. Mm. Mm-mm. Getting rid of value gaps and going right back into the range. All right. Well, I gave it two shots. All right. So it wasn't good for option contracts, right? So we kind of went with the. Let me bring my screen back up. It wasn't good for option contracts, and so we kind of went with the future side. You can see that they're going to play this right back inside of that range again. Um, I think the Bears have more control than it seems like right now. It's probably going to require some more scalps probably to play this in this chop because it's literally green and red and long wicks and short wicks along the way. So just be cautious, be careful on your position. Just make sure it's sound and if it follows your structure. But yeah, this is probably what we're going to deal with today after such a massive drop off. Monitor the dollar, monitor the VIX, make your decision based on those parameters. Do not just go ahead and just dive into the market. That way you don't end up being upset at the market. Just make sound decisions. That said, kind of got like about a couple minutes here. I just want to see what this is going to look like, but it's outside of my range. So there is no opening range breakout right now. If you want to kind of mark off the levels, bullish above 964, bearish below 869. Maybe it does it later on in the day. Just before we get out of here, little FYI, become a profitable trader challenge. It is in effect. Tickets going to sell later on tonight. So just keep an eye on that. Link will be inside of my description. Also, I think everybody that's been trading now, you kind of have a little bit of an insight if you did at least 4 or 5 of my streams, right? So you should be making sound decisions and not chasing anything. If it's not following your rules, do not just jump into the trade. One of the key things I teach on the boot camp, I will give to you today. I'll break it down in detail when you sign up, but this is very, very important. The market is going to always be here. Do not force anything. And tomorrow is another 9:15. Maybe the opening range will be a lot more smoother, and we'll take that trade. Yesterday, it took forever, but this is what I pulled away yesterday, where I was able to get a contract 42 cents. I scaled out heavily because I didn't trust the direction, um, and basically made 8 cents a contract. For those that don't understand, that's basically $8 a contract. So that paid for my one contract that I left running. I walked away, went to grab something to eat. That contract got as high as $2.50. I cashed it out at $1.14. I was happy with my profits. I was looking to make 100. Not only did I have my house money in there, I basically made my goal. That's what you should do. It happened later, but at the end of the day, you don't have to just get a position. Make sure you have the right position. That said, it is 10:16. Market is doing all type of choppy stuff. I'm going to leave y'all, and we will see you tomorrow, 9:15, and do it all over again. You have a great day.